Hello everyone. I am Christian Lains. I'm the co-founder and chief strategist of BitSpace. BitSpace is Norway's leading blockchain company. We've had a strong focus on Daniel Larimer's work ever since 2013, when he started thinking about creating a decentralized exchange, which was called BitShares. He later, of course, went on to create Steemit, and we have been active in all the delegated proof-of-stake chains. So my brother and I co-founded BitSpace, and we have now grown to become quite a large company with over 20 employees, and we still retain the same fundamental vision. Here is the meetup we did in January. It was the first EOS meetup in Scandinavia. It drew a lot of interest, and I think it was quite successful. And we've also done several events with BitShares and Steemit. I've been very active on the forums. I was one of the top posters on the BitShares forums, and I was one of the early promoters of Steemit as well. So it's quite amazing to stand here today and see that the vision that Daniel Larimer had back in 2013 has actually become reality, despite everyone trying to tear him apart back then, because there were proof-of-work maximalists. So in terms of the technical aspects, we're going to have 2 or 3 different servers, one backup in the cloud and one backup in our office, and the primary server will be this Green Mountain server. And the reason we chose this is because, first of all, it's green, so it's environmentally friendly. In a recent poll, most people agree that one of the major problems with the crypto space is waste of electricity. And with EOS, we actually have the possibility to create a completely renewable blockchain ecosystem. This also makes us independent of the grid, which makes it more secure. Because it's located inside the mountain, it's also EMP and nuclear proof, so it's very secure. But despite of this, it has low latency to the rest of Europe, which is also an important aspect to consider. So we want to be very transparent with our technical approach. So this is not just stats for the block producer, it's also stats for how our server is doing in real time. You can check it out in this link. And we'll also help other block producers with this service if they want to implement such transparency. BitSpace was founded on the principle of individual sovereignty and voluntary association and political and financial freedom. And we're very aligned with the constitution in EOS, and we want to have these codes of conduct to be, So we are independent, we won't collude with the others, there will be no vote buying, we'll be honest and have integrity, and we'll execute the arbitrations that are decided, and of course legal compliance. We'll be proactive in establishing a framework for our block producers to be compliant. So we've done a lot of events. We did this hackathon in February. It was actually the first EOS hackathon in the world. We also did a hackathon a few days ago in Trondheim, and that was also very successful. We just came back from that. I've done some presentations just to explain the basics of EOS. On the left there is in the University of Oslo. On the right you can see me talking in front of business leaders and politicians in Norway. So we have quite a good foothold in the Scandinavian region. Finally, we also want to create this EOS hub, which is like an information, it serves really 3 purposes. The first is information. The second is that it will be a place for developers and the public to get educated on EOS. And finally, it will be a sort of incubator for EOS projects. So we already have several partner projects involved thinking of creating on EOS, and we also have seen that there's a lot of demand for mentors and people who can guide people who want to work on EOS, both traditional entrepreneurs and people who are more developers in the space. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.